Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast is part of a Storm Robotics article. This audio podcast is part of a Storm and Blasto. This audio podcast is part of a breakout edition, and this audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production. Today's audio podcast looking at Huntington's and some bases in and around the differential diagnosis. So Huntington's must also be differentiated from other conditions which primarily have chorea as a symptom or symptomology. So conditions such as Wilson's disease, drug-induced tardive dyskinesia, synonyms chorea, systemic lupus erythematosus, senile chorea, senile chorea, which is generally a symptom complex, primarily characterized a complex symptom which characterized by the development after the age of 60 in amongst documented evidence. These conditions, conditions that have to be ruled out as part of as part of Huntington's differential diagnosis. And although some patients with senile chorea may have neurodegenerative changes of that part of the central nervous system referred to as the caudate nuclei, there is typically no family history of Huntington's where these conditions are concerned. However, Huntington's with other conditions, owing to the chorea symptomology, have have to be part of the differential diagnosis. Additionally, central nervous examination include a level of alertness, attention, and cooperation, sort of orientation, memory, looking at recent and remote memory, language, looking at spontaneous speech comprehension, naming, repetition, reading, and writing, looking at calculations, right to left confusion, finger agnosia, agraphia, and aprexia. Uh, additionally, so looking at the central nervous examination, looks central nervous system examination and part of differential diagnosis also include looking at sort of neglect and constrictions, sequencing tasks and frontal release signs, logic and abstraction, delusions and hallucinations, and mood. Also important include cranial nerves, looking at cranial nerves, motor examination, reflexes, coordination and gait, and sensory examination. That draws this audio podcast to a close. This audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics article. This audio podcast as part of a Storm and Blasto. This audio podcast as part of a breakout edition. This audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production.